Hey everyone, this is my first video on YouTube, and I guess today we're just going to be talking about me, my journey, my experiences with weight loss and health in general. I guess I should say disclaimer. I am only telling you what worked for me. It may not work for you. You more than likely will have different experiences than I did. Weight loss affects everyone differently, so just because what I did worked for me does not mean it'll work for you. To start, I guess, I was big all my life ever since I was a child. I can't remember a time when I wasn't big. I think in grade school I was 200 some pounds, I think. If I was good with technology, I would just post pictures on the video, but I am not there yet. This is my first video on YouTube, so and I was bullied heavily, not only for being fat, but for being gay, for, it's one thing or the other with those two. And my life was made to be a living hell, which, every day the food made it better. Food was there for me when everybody wasn't, even though I had family I could count on. Home life wasn't exactly great. My mom was always there, so was my grandma and grandpa. But my grandfather died, and my father wasn't exactly the best in the world. So food kind of became a friend. Yeah, I would say friend. All food, especially sweets and fried foods, whatever. Then I went to high school, and I just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When I graduated, I was like 390 pounds or something like that when I graduated. And I'm 6'2". So, I was huge, but I also didn't always look so huge. People always say, "Oh, you actually that much?" Which I personally think they were just being nice. I think I looked horrible. And then on June 1st, 2017, I weighed myself, and I was 455 pounds. That's my heaviest. Now, the doctor and I were already collaborating. She was always on my back to lose weight, so was everybody. And a few things factored in. I started watching My 600 Pound Life, and their stories were very similar to mine. And I started thinking, I'm not so far away from these people. So I better start to do something. And I didn't start out with any diet or anything like that. I started slowly. Like, instead of a whole pizza, I would eat 2 slices with a large salad. I would replace things like cookies with an apple. Water, I cut out all soda. I drank a gallon of water a day. I made sure to get that gallon. And I started walking. I live on a farm and I run a farm, so there's that as exercise. But then I started walking, and it started out a half a mile a day, just on the road here. And just taking it slow. I did that for about 3 weeks to a month, and then boom, like 35 pounds. Maybe not 35, I think it was like 15, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, this is starting to work. So then I started to get serious. I started implementing low carb, low calorie, really watching My 600 Pound Life and just kind of taking notes. And then after really seriously doing that, boom, 30 pounds in a month. And I'm like, okay, this is starting to work, okay. So I started upping my walking, and I would walk every day. I would not miss a day. If I did, I felt horrible, and I would do double the next day. And I remember around this time, it was like month 3, I lost a lot of weight then. And I remember getting the cold sweats in the middle of the night when a Chips Ahoy Cookies commercial came on. It took all I had. Took all I had not to come downstairs because I knew we had some in the cupboard. Took all I had. And at that time I was with my ex, who was a little big too, and did not help me or engage in what I was doing. He started doing it at first, but then dropped off, and he started trying to sabotage me and showed me no support, so that didn't help. My sister began doing it with me. She's bigger too. But around month 3, I remember coming downstairs and I opened our refrigerator and I broke up with food. I said, "You are not going to control me. You're not my friend. It's over." I literally talked to my refrigerator. And I felt great. And I just kept going, upping my walking. From 1 mile a day to 2 miles to 3 miles to 4 miles. And then I think it was 6 at my most. And then winter came and I wasn't going outside anymore. And I still haven't built up that courage. I suffer from severe depression, anxiety, and all that. So I didn't build up the courage yet to go to a gym or anything because I'm still big and secure. My eating habits, I would eat very little. I was lucky if I got 1,000 calories a day, and most of those were low carb meats, some cheeses. I didn't really watch my fat intake though, just mainly carbs and calories. A lot of vegetables, salads, fruits. No more breads, pastas, cereals, etc. And then, what was it? It was like a year went by. June 1st, 2018, I went from 455 pounds to 250. Right on the money. And I remember the nurses at the doctor saying, "I think he has it," And I didn't really... I tracked it through pictures, but not vlogging or videos or anything in the beginning because I did not think I would get that far. I thought it would be, I would lose 50 pounds and then one trip to the Chinese place and, like it always happens. So, I got to this point where I felt really good. And I told myself in the beginning, I only want to get healthy, lose some weight, still be big, And then it took hold of me and I just kept going and going and going. And then summer came around. I think I was 235, 240, I think, when I found out about our local gym in our small town, and I joined it. And I had no idea what I was doing. Not a clue. Never been in a gym before. So I just walked in, signed it, paid, and I spent a lot of time on the treadmill. And I would watch the other guys do the machines and whatnot, and so I would start copying them a little. And I started losing more weight. And then it started to decline. My weight loss. I went from losing like 30 pounds a month to 10, which, played a big issue. It was kind of a push-pull. I was losing weight while I was just doing the treadmill, but then I started lifting weights, and then it really started to slow, which, everyone explained to me, you're building muscle too, along with losing. But it's always in my mind. That's the one thing they don't talk about for weight loss, is the mental part of it. People think, oh, you just lose the weight, you'll go on with your life. It's constant. Every morning I wake up, and without question, I go right to the mirror. You know, I lift my shirt to make sure my 8-pack is still here. I check my face. I come downstairs to the scale, immediately. I can't help it. The nightmare is to wake up. It feels like a dream. You spend your whole life big, and then all of a sudden you're not, and you don't know how to handle yourself. People are finding you attractive and flirting with you, and you have no idea how to handle it. People look at you differently. People treat you differently. You treat yourself differently. You change. You will change. You might want to sit here and think like I did, oh, I'm going to change. It's me. It's you then. This is you now. I'll never forget when I walked into a store. Besides Norm, I guess I should have said that, I was a 6 extra large shirt and a 60 pair in jeans. And I'll never forget the day I walked into a store and I could pick clothes. Not just 3X or 2X, I'm talking. Pick clothes that were there. The only reason why I couldn't is if they were out of them. I'll never forget that. That felt good. That I no longer had to shop online. I'm now in a medium shirt, and a size 34. I can get into 32s, but the extra skin, that's a topic I think we'll have for a different day. And here I am now. I have lost the weight. I have 20 more pounds to go. I'm 216 pounds. And my goal is 200 pounds, 190, maybe 180 at the lowest. Right now I'm carb cycling. I'm trying to get that last bit of fat off before I go in for my skin surgery, which I have not dated yet, but it's going to be probably in March. I have a lot of extra skin through weight loss. It's an uphill battle. Something that will not leave you. You'll be fighting it for as long as you can live. It's an addiction. It's an addiction. And looking back now, I wish I recorded it through my whole struggles. But I didn't, so I can start now. My goal is to help anyone who wants to lose weight, who feels they can do it. You can do it. If you have a disability, you can do it. There are ways to do it. You have to want it. 100 skinny people can tell you to lose the weight, and you can flip them off all day long. I did. I hated that. You need to lose the weight. You need to lose the weight. When a hamburger costs $7 and a salad costs $1, then we'll talk. But there are other changes you can make to lose weight and get healthy. I'm not saying you have to lose as much as I did, as fast as I did. The position I was in, I had to see change, or I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to do it. If I did not see the change, I wasn't going to do it. And thankfully, I saw the change. And I kept with it, and I kept with it. And in a year and a half, almost 2 years, I've lost a total of 240-some pounds. It kind of sits there when you think about it. In that short amount of time. And now I have such a hard time getting used to it. I still see myself as being fat, even though I'm not. You know, I have an 8-pack. My thighs can choke a bear. I go to the gym 5 days a week, sometimes 6, for about 2 hours a day. You know, it's a constant game, and as you continue to lose, it becomes a more challenging game, mentally and physically, because you have to keep going to keep your body in motion and you have to change it up in order to continue to lose weight, to lose fat, whatever, that in your mind. And this isn't the case a lot of times for people who lost only 50 pounds, or even just 100. A lot of this is people who lost 300 pounds, 200, 400. It's always going to be with you, no matter how thin you're going to be. I see my cheekbones, and I still see a fat face. I'm looking at myself, and I see fat. I see puffiness. I see you'll never be happy. You'll want to be, and I hope you do. But a lot of times you'll get into this and you'll keep going, and then your ideal of perfection keeps you in your mind, and you just keep shooting for perfection, even though you'll never get to it. My biggest regret is not losing this weight sooner, because now I have the skin to deal with, and I'll never know what my body would look like if I never was this big to begin with. If I was never this big to begin with and I had the muscle shape I have now, I would be ripped. But I have extra skin and loose skin and thick skin everywhere, so a lot of my muscles are hidden. I don't know if you can see. Hopefully. See what I mean? This is what happens when you're not a YouTuber and you have to rely on your phone. Look, I have my 8-pack. You probably can't see because of the lighting. The lighting sucks in this house. So it's just, and then you have the skin. Issue, which a lot of people are afraid of. Which, I'll tell you, you would rather have the skin than the fat. Go for it. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And you can do it. I'm hoping people will see my videos and be inspired and to do the same. At your own pace, at your own time. Do not be afraid of failure. Just remember, try to avoid letting it become an addiction again, like I have. I do suffer now from different things, from the weight loss. That, funny enough, came about after the weight loss. I won't get into all that. But I just hope people see my videos and want change, and see change, and go for it. Don't be afraid of change. Get out there and get it. If you have anxiety, believe me, I know. Do it in your home if you have to until you get that courage. Or buckle up and just walk in there and own it. Own that gym. There are people there who will help you. Planet Fitness. And a lot of people struggle with money, believe me. Eating right costs. I go through a lot of food and a lot of money, especially now. And you will I want to say this, you will reach a point in your weight loss where it'll be completely reversed. The doctor wants me to eat more. You go from eating too much to now too less, and the doctor wants you to eat more again. Apparently, from my activity level and whatnot, I should be eating around almost 3,000 calories. I can barely get 2,000 in now. And and what you eat counts. Avoid the candies, avoid the fried foods, chicken breasts and broccoli. Then it's not the only thing you can eat, but that is a good food choice, opposed to a hunk of fatty beef and all that. There are hundreds of options out there: quinoa, couscous, whole wheat, Brussels sprouts. They're my favorite. A lot of fish, rabbit, venison. Like, I hunt and I raise rabbits, I raise ducks and chickens and all that, so I have readily available meat source a lot of the times, and I can a lot of vegetables, so I have that pleasure in that a lot of people don't. So, and I recommend looking at the nutritional facts of your food. Be that person in the store who spends 2 hours extra looking at the backs of stuff. Be that person. Trust me, you want to be. It'll make your life a whole lot better in the long run. Spending that extra $50 maybe, if you have it, in the long run will be worth it. And then it'll become a second habit. You'll be able to look at a plate and know what a half a cup looks like, or a whole cup, or a tablespoon versus a teaspoon. You'll be able to read a menu and read what's in stuff, and you'll be like, okay, this is good. Oh no, do not eat that. And a lot of people, and you'll have people who say, but it has this in it, so it has to be good for you. No. Just because brown rice can be good for you does not mean it is still good for you, loaded with salt, butter, gravy. It's not works like that. And you will have external forces trying to sabotage you. Whether it be them actually knowing they're trying to, or people actually trying to. Like my family, my mother. She is my biggest supporter, and I love her. She has cancer. She has a lot of health issues, which is why I live at home and I help take care of her. But in her mind and heart, she tries to do good. But she still tries to get me to eat things that I shouldn't. Even though I'm at a point now where I can. If I wanted to stop right now and just continue lifting and not worry about my diet, I could, and I wouldn't be affected. As long as I continue to eat reasonably and all that. I can still eat the french fries, but I'm not done yet. My story's not over. And then you have people who will get jealous. And this isn't a riding high fact for you. People will get jealous of you, and they will try to sabotage you. They will try everything they can to make your life hell for bettering yourself, and they will try to make you feel bad for talking about bettering yourself. Don't let them in. Keep talking about yourself. Keep talking about your weight loss. If you lost 2 pounds this month, you be proud of that 2 pounds. Don't let them win. You win. Don't give up. Believe me, I've wanted to give up many times. I still want to give up. I've come so far, and I still, sometimes I just want to go order 3 large pizzas. Which you will get to the point where you probably could, and I could probably sit down and eat 3 large pizzas. And as long as I return to my normal dietary habits tomorrow and still go to the gym, I probably won't even, I might feel it in my stomach, but I probably won't see a change. Maybe some water weight. Don't be ashamed of yourself. You're beautiful. You are beautiful the way you are. But there is a better life out there. I promise you. From my own standpoint, I accepted the fact that I was going to die alone, or die fat. I accepted it actually. When I came to terms with losing weight, it was when I actually accepted it. I was fine with it. Let's go get Chinese. I was quite content. I've had knee problems. My knee pops in and out of place, which is the most painful thing I've ever experienced. I had high blood pressure, diabetes, a fatty liver. I have a heart issue, which I would tell you the name of it, but I can never remember the full correct name, so I'll have to Google it again. Pains, aches. It took me 10 minutes to put on a sock every morning. I had to position myself in right ways on the stairs in order to tie a shoe. That's not life. That's a prison. Sit there and worrying, will this chair hold me? Can I fit in there? Where am I going to get clothes? There's a better life. There is a better life, and you want it, whether or not you know it or not. Go out and get it. Don't accept anything less. You can do it. You can do it. I don't care if you're 50 years old or 22, 18. Do it. If you're 18 or younger, do it now. I'm only 25, and I lost the weight, 24 to 25, and I regret not doing it sooner. But it's better to do it now at my age than do it at 50 years old, because it is harder as you age, and the more you gain, it gets harder. Now, if you're 50 years old, still go for it. There are different plans and things you can do, like my health issues. I am no longer considered diabetic. I am a diet-controlled diabetic. And how I know I no longer have the sufficient fat stores and I'm not eating enough is because my sugar is dropping now. My sugar would always be in the 300s. Well, now it's, like the other day, it dropped to 49. So I have to watch that now. But I'm no longer considered diabetic. I have perfect blood pressure, except when people upset me. What else? My fatty liver is now underfatted. My cholesterol is unreadable, which I found funny because I did fry foods during my diet. Like I fried zucchini and all that. Another thing, healthy can taste good. Don't let anyone fool you into something else. I love my foods. I love butternut squash, spaghetti squash, zucchini, carrots, kale, spinach. I love that stuff. Love it. I didn't, but now I do, because I found out of ways of cooking it, of, mixing it into things. I have found the gloriness of seasonings, Don't be afraid. Go to that freezer section. Buy yourself some vegetables. Buy yourself some romaine lettuce, now that it's safe. I'm trying to make this video as educational and not so long that you get bored or awkward. Which I'm shocked it's not as awkward, at least on my end. It might be awkward on your end. I did just kind of show you my skin. And probably my 8-pack you probably could not even see. But yeah, this is my new channel. I'll be vlogging all the time. I'm not going to give set dates because I am busy. I don't know. I'll do food, my exercises, when I go to the gym, etc. I just hope you all follow me, subscribe, like. I would like to someday turn my knowledge and my experiences into a job that I will love. Because if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. And now that I have come so far, I find myself wanting to help others. So now I understand where some of those skinny people are coming from when they told me to lose the weight when I was bigger, and I told them where to go. And I understand now, and I'm trying not to be that person. But I think it's different now that I can tell you these things rather than someone who's never been over 120 pounds in their life. So, I guess I should wrap this video up. Just remember, nothing's better than fat to fit. You can do it. I have faith in you. And I guess I should do the thing that all YouTubers do. Please subscribe and like.